Great. Well, again, Daria, and you on the phone there, we do appreciate you and thank you for joining us today on Give Local, Live Vocal, a how to fundraise workshop. Again, it should be really exciting. We will be teaching you the skills on how to become a fundraiser and how to harness your fundraising power. So again, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ian Blake. I am the Development Assistant and Community Building Engagement Coordinator for Neighborhood Housing Services of Waterbury. We also have here with us Maybeth Morales Davis. She is the Director of Development and PR for Neighborhood Housing Services of Waterbury. And I have Jolina Nano here. She is a NHS of Waterbury advocate. She is a Waterbury resident, a UConn graduate in social worker, and she actually will be graduating this May with her master's degree. So congratulations on that great accomplishment. And again, thank you for being here with us today. And so first, I would just like to go through our agenda. We will do a Give Local NHS overview. Then we will do a Give Local overview. Then we will be doing a peer-to-peer info and resources slides as well. And then we will be doing our 2020 success stories, how people have been successful as peer-to-peer fundraisers. And then we will end it off with a Q&A for any questions that you guys may have pertaining to fundraising and as a peer-to-peer fundraiser.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ian. Hi, guys. My name is Maybeth Morales Davis, and thank you again for being here tonight. So who is NHSW, if you guys don't already know? We are Neighborhood Housing Services of Waterbury. We're a nonprofit that was established in Waterbury in 1980, and our mission is to build strong neighborhoods and communities of choice through affordable and comprehensive housing, development, financial education, and furthering home and community ownership. We've got 3 core programs, and that includes our education programming, which teaches folks all about the home buying process, how to become a home buyer or homeowner, financial literacy, landlordship, being a renter, post-home ownership, and of course, foreclosure counseling. We also have a real estate development program, which was really established to rebuild old and new affordable housing here in our focus area of the north end of Waterbury, specifically in the Crown Brook neighborhood. And that neighborhood has been quite neglected, for many years, and it's plagued with a lot of blight, absentee landlords, and there's very few green spaces there. So that's why we chose that area of Waterbury. Also, our community building and engagement programs, which is spearheaded by Ian, in partnership actually with our real estate development efforts. Here, our community engagement sort of program is geared towards the residents, again, of the Crown Brook neighborhood. And it's really to equip them with the tools and resources that they need to advocate for themselves, for one another, for their community, their neighborhood, and to build and strengthen bonds with each other. So those are our core programs. And you'll notice here the little map that all of the green areas are the service areas that we cover. And the orange area is Waterbury, because that is our home. That's where we're housed, and that's where our office is. But we technically cover the northwest corner of the state up until Litchfield County, all the way down into Danbury. So we're here today to talk about Give Local, right? So let's get into that a little bit. If you haven't already heard of Give Local, it is a 36-hour online giving event. So it's very similar to Giving Tuesday in the sense that it's trying to empower anyone to give to the charities that they support or the causes that they support, and to give a financial gift/donation. So Give Local was or is hosted by the Connecticut Community Foundation, which is a local foundation in Waterbury that covers a lot of the Northwest area into Waterbury and Meriden and the surrounding towns. And so they host the event for local nonprofits to participate. And it's really an opportunity for nonprofits to gain exposure, for nonprofits to obviously recruit new donors, new sponsors, and really just spread the word about the great work that organizations are doing locally on the ground. And so NHS has participated since 2013, which is really exciting. And we've actually had quite success over the, the amount of time that we've been participating. Ian, if you want to go to that next slide, thanks. Last year was a tremendous success, and I attribute it to the fact that we had 18 peer-to-peer fundraisers, which Ian is going to talk about in a little bit. We had 81 donors overall. The giving event was, again, a 30-hour online giving event, and we raised almost $7,000 last year. So we're really excited about that, really pleased. And, our overall amount that we've raised since 2013 is just about $22,000 for our services that are free to anyone who walks in our door. So we're really, really excited about that. And we're really even more eager to get started, April 20th for this year's Give Local, and, and upping those numbers quite a bit. So our 2021 Give Local goals, first and foremost, like with anything we do, is really to share our free programs and services with other folks. Going back to the 3 major programs that we offer here, all of those programs are free. And so word of mouth is key in, getting folks in the door, and others, having the opportunity to learn about what we do and come here so we can support them in their ventures to be a homeowner, or maybe to be a landlord, or to be more involved, with their community and neighborhoods. So, sharing that is something that we totally take advantage of during Give Local. Also, connecting with new folks and reconnecting with old folks at the same time is one of the goals of us participating in Give Local. It's an opportunity, again, to share what we're doing, let folks know what we've been doing since the last Give Local, where the funds from last year's event, where did that money go, went into our programming services, of course. And so it's an opportunity to really have those conversations with folks, and new conversations, how's the family doing? Did you graduate school yet? So it's an opportunity to reconnect and engage with folks all over again. And the last goal, obviously, is to raise some dollars for our work. I don't think any nonprofit goes into Give Local without having that goal in mind. So this year, we do want to raise $10,000 to help keep families in their homes, specifically families who are going to be faced with eviction once the national eviction moratorium is lifted. So we expect our caseloads to triple at that point. And so, we're really trying to gear up financially so we are able to keep our doors open to help anyone who's dealing with evictions.
Absolutely. And so how can you help? So again, what are you guys here for today? You're here to learn about how to fundraise, right? And so a key thing and a key way to get extra dollars in whatever cause you are supporting is to get some peer-to-peer fundraisers, or some peer-to-peers, as we like to call them, because they are your supporters. They are the ones who are going to mobilize themselves to support you and to share themselves with your network, right? So some of the benefits of peer-to-peer fundraising is the reach, right? You are tapping into those people's networks. So say, for instance, you are a person, say, for instance, you're on Facebook, right? It's your birthday. And Facebook is going to give you that notification and say, hey, why don't you raise some dollars for this cause? And then what do? You click that button and you share it out to your network. And folks are going to see that. Once they see that you are raising dollars for a cause, they're going to click that button. They are going to donate dollars, and then they're going to share it with their friends, and so on and so on. So it really helps you expand your reach. And it also helps to do some stewardship, provides new opportunities to engage with your existing supporters by sharing your personal connection with the cause. Usually, there's a reason why you are supporting a cause. Maybe you are a homeowner And so you're looking to support homelessness in your community. So that's something that you can do. That is an actual connection that you have with homeownership and with homelessness. You know what it's like to own a home, but a person is out there homeless and you want to do something to help them out. Engagement. The benefits of being peer-to-peer is that you can establish more vested interest in your organization through your active supporter participation. So you're engaging with your network. More people are being involved. You have donors that now you have donors that now can feel more a part of your organization because they are rallying behind you. They are supporting what you're doing. And trust. Becoming a peer-to-peer fundraiser, you're able to build trust with one another. Your supporters are able to see the work that you're actually doing, and vice versa. You can see why they want to support you. So you can also highlight those existing connections through your passionate supporters in building trust. And again, being a peer-to-peer fundraiser allows you to do some fun. So you can create a friendly competition between friends. Who's going to raise the most dollars. You have board members. I am so passionate about this organization. Um, I'm going to try to raise the most money. I know none of you guys can beat me. It's a great way to really rally up your supporters, rally up board members, your friends, staff members. It really gets them involved. There's nothing wrong with a little friendly competition, because I think that's what really draws people in emotionally and physically. So becoming a peer-to-peer fundraiser for NHS, you will do a lot. So do a lot in regards to helping raise dollars. Being a peer-to-peer fundraiser for NHS is quite easy and simple to do. So first, how you can do that is you can actually go on to uh, Connecticut Community Foundation. And once you go onto their website, you will see a tab called Give Local. And on that tab, you can click that and you can search for NHS. And then once you do that, what you can do is click that fundraise button to become a peer-to-peer fundraiser. And then once you hit that button, you would then be placed into a pop-up will then come up where you can put your name, your email address, and a password. And then once you do that, then you have been created your own personal profile where you can put your own personal picture, a video, if you like, highlighting the reason why you are supporting NHS. And then also in there, you can add your own personal story. So, it can be, I became passionate about NHS when, they helped me purchase my first home. Or one thing I love about NHS is that they are promoting home ownership in the city that I was born in. Or I can really see the impact of NHS because they have helped over 100 people stay in their home due to current evictions going on. There are many things that you can do to support and promote your peer-to-peer fundraising page. And so again, you will register, set up your page, you will tell your story again. And then one of the things that will really make people rally behind you is you make that first donation. Once you do that, that is automatically showing people that you have an invested interest in what you are promoting. People don't want to just see you, hey, I have this cause, give me some money. They want to see that you have a vested interest in it first. And then they'll be like, wow, so-and-so is really behind this cause. Maybe I should do something too. So always make that first donation. Then once you make that donation, make sure that you reach out to your customers or whoever they may be, your friends, your family members, anyone out there in the community who you believe will have an impact or are your stakeholders. Reach out to them because that is the one thing that you can do to really highlight your cause. And social, share it socially. The one thing about social media is that you have access to people all over the world. You here yourself may live in Connecticut, but you can have friends and families out in Puerto Rico or in the United Kingdom or in Russia, and they will still be able to get that information and to share in your cause and promote it wherever they are to their own network. And give thanks. Once you have created your peer-to-peer fundraising page, or you had created some peer-to-peer fundraisers, Make sure that they are also giving things to those that have donated to your cause. Make sure that soon after they have donated on your profile page or donated to whatever cause you are promoting, that you take the time to say, hey, thank you, or send them a text, send them an email, whatever you can do to show recognition to that person. Because again, they gave out their hard-earned dollars to support what you're doing, and they want to make sure that they are also highlighted. So make sure that you are reaching out to those people and giving thanks.
Right. Thank you, Ian. So tips for a successful campaign. We want to connect, and connect some more with all of your friends, your family, your coworkers, anyone. Ask them to support your efforts in raising funds for NHSW. And, connect how you normally would connect with these folks. If you normally call them, then a phone call would do best. If you normally text this person, then a text would do best. So, obviously it's going to be unique and different for everybody, but make sure it's something that you're comfortable doing, and it's how you communicate with that person in other scenarios. So however you connect is how you connect, just connect and prepare them early. So, we're just about, I think, 2 weeks away from GiveLocal at this point. So NHS is doing some promotions on our social medias and preparing folks, reminding folks that we're gearing up for GiveLocal, asking folks to participate early as far as, registering as a peer-to-peer fundraiser or just getting ready for the event. So if you can prepare folks in advance, the better off your own giving page, and your own goals will be, because they'll be ready for it before April 20th and 21st. So ask early and ask them to commit to a pledge, ask them to, say to you that, yes, I will definitely make a donation and support you on April 20th or 21st. And then follow up with them on April 20th or 21st. Follow-ups are great. And use the hashtag GiveLocaLiveVocal4NHSW. That's a hashtag that we will be promoting throughout our social media channels. So again, the more that it's used, the more that it will then be picked up on other people's feeds and timelines. And so also tag at NHS Waterbury. That's our Twitter handle. It's also our Facebook handle. And we're on LinkedIn, but for GiveLocal, we don't do as much promotion there. So be sure to follow our pages. Again, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. And so that's the two channels that we will use pretty heavily for GiveLocal, but we're also on LinkedIn and YouTube. And to Ian's point, thank yous go such a long way. Showing folks that you are grateful for their support really just, puts the cherry on top of your campaigning. So don't forget to do it. You will have live access to donations as they come in via your page once you set up your page. So you can go in there at any time and see who's been donating, at what time they donated, how much they donated. Unless the person wanted to remain anonymous, you will see their data. So that's what's a nice feature about the GiveGab host, that you can see all that stuff in real time. And we'll talk about some resources. So obviously NHS staff are a resource for you, myself and Ian. Our contact information is there, and it will be on the last slide as well if you want to jot it down. But we're here to support you and to provide you with resources and any sort of materials that you might need to have a successful giving campaign. So just reach out. No question is too small. We'll get you the answers and provide you with what you need. Also, GiveGab, once you do register as a peer-to-peer fundraiser for NHSW, you will be creating a link or a giving page through the GiveGab host. And so they also provide you with a lot of resources as a peer-to-peer fundraiser, and some tips and tricks and things like that. So you'll have access to all of those resources as well, which are super helpful. And then these two last resources are, for folks who have time and want to get creative. So Canva is a free design tool. It's an online tool that folks use to create all sorts of design materials, from flyers to business cards to, presentations like this one. And so, you can certainly create a free account there and create some really fun visuals that you might want to use in your social media posts. Again, Canva is really simple to use, it's quick to use, and it's free. So that's something that you can totally take advantage of. And then Hootsuite is another free resource. And so Hootsuite was designed to help folks who have a lot of social media pages, or even if you have one, but it's designed to help you schedule content in advance. And so that way, let's just say I want to participate in GiveLocal as a peer-to-peer fundraiser, but I know I'm going to be out of the country during that time frame. Well, next week I can go into Canva, I can create a bunch of different visuals, and then I can upload them to Hootsuite and schedule them at various times throughout the days that I want them scheduled. And I don't have to think about it again. They will post at those times that you've set. So that's a really nice feature or tool to use if you have the time and the need, you can certainly use that. There is a free account that you can use. But I will mention, through some of the social media channels like Facebook and Twitter, they do have their own schedulers that you can use. So you don't have to use Hootsuite if you don't want, or if you just don't want to add something extra to your plate. Facebook and Twitter do have those already built in. And I'd like to now turn the mic over to Jolina Nano. Jolina, again, is an NHSW advocate, supporter, Waterbury resident, UConn grads coming soon this May. And so she's been a fearless supporter for NHSW, and I want her to explain, to folks why she does what she does to support NHSW, and how she was successful in her GiveLocal efforts last year. So go ahead, Jolina.
Thank you, Maybeth. It's really exciting for me to get to share a little bit of how I was able to do peer-to-peer fundraising for NHSW last year, and hopefully answer some questions if there are any about it. Initially, I chose to become a peer-to-peer fundraiser because I wanted to connect my family and friends to NHSW, and also fill them in about the amazing work that NHSW is doing, and give them an update about how I'm connected to that type of community work. People usually like to talk about the good things, and this is like something that I could share with others to help just bring some light to a very potentially stressful time for folks. So it's always nice to get to share some good news or good things that are happening with them. And I found that they were very receptive to it. So I have a few bullets that I wanted to share with you on the next slide. So the first thing is, as someone who is registering to do this for the first time, it's important to do the prep work for it, which means creating your account and getting familiar with how to use it and the different features. You can post a photo on that GiveGab link and a little bio about you. So that will help people just have a visual, but also a little bit of bio if they're not familiar with your work. Or I know my text messages were a little shorter, so I couldn't get into like full length details about all of the work that I'm doing, or why I'm interested in supporting NHSW. Additionally, you get to share your story and your connection on that page, so it's very helpful to do that work ahead of time. I found that for me, I selected which approach I was going to take, which was going to be more of a proactive approach. But the nice thing about it is that anyone can decide the level of time commitment that they can put forward. And it can be as easy as sharing the content or scheduling content ahead of time. But for me personally, I was a little bit more proactive, but found that the posts that are already shared on the Facebook and social media sites to be very helpful. So I just reshared the content 36 hours ahead of the start time, and then another 24 hours to prepare. on all of my social media accounts, and that at least 3 platforms. And then once it started, it's go time. So it's time to connect. And I had a list prepared ahead of time of people that I wanted to reach out to. And this is like my family, my close friends, my college roommates, anyone who I know would be interested in getting an update from me about what I'm doing, and anyone who I think might be called to respond to my text. So I had a list about 25 people that I had kept track of every time I sent out like a text telling them about it. And I included the link, and I also included an ask amount, like I gauged my audience, of course, but I did put that in there, and was also understanding that situation was difficult last year, and as it continues to be this year, that anything counts. So even if that meant, like I had friends who said that they couldn't, even if that meant that they would then reshare the link. So that's just, that could bring in potentially even more than I was asking for, because several more people could have seen that after they shared it. So anyone connected to you is still of value, because they can share that link on their social media page and bring in an even wider audience. So my approach was to text my list of 25, share on all of my social media platforms, and then keep posting. So keep posting that each time there was an update from NHSW, I would repost that with an update about where I was in the process. So in this slide, there's a picture of the fundraising link, which was constantly reshared, and just me reposting, tweaking a little bit of the language. Sometimes you don't even have to, because it's wonderfully phrased already from NHSW, but people might want to see your personal connection to it. And then on the next slide, I have some of the messages that were more of the thank yous as they were happening in real time. So tagging all of the people who had already supported me and the page. And then also on that same post, if more people were, I would see, responding to my messages and donating, I wrote a little personalized thank you of, just very specific to who they were, what their position was, how we were connected, and how their donation would make a difference. So I was constantly posting with thank yous, which made it a little bit different from just the resharing, because I was tagging people, and they were seeing that they were being recognized on multiple occasions on my page. And that even generated some shares from that, because people were then, they saw that they were tagged and they would share it on their page, which could drive even a larger audience in at that point. I think that's everything that I have to share. But the last thing that I wanted to mention is making it relevant to you and your audience, and linking it back to why it is that you support NHSW, because people want to understand a little bit more about that, and help you out. Honestly, they want to be able to be your biggest supporter and cheerleader. And if you can articulate why it means it, or it matters so much, I think the big thing the hashtag was all about why home mattered. So linking it this year to the hashtag GiveLocaLiveVocal is probably going to be helpful in just sharing that story across all audiences. Thank you.
Thank you, Jelena, for talking about your experience with GiveLocal. It is important that folks do kind of get to hear your story, because they're gonna know exactly the kind of experience that you went through. They're gonna see the kind of tips that you provided that they can also implement in their own profile. So thank you for that. And so we have right here a couple of blurbs that folks have given out regarding GiveLocal. You could see here from this gentleman, Mohammed, I'm feeling overwhelmed, all the uncertainty. I stay optimistic by tackling one concern at a time and welcome support from family and friends. Right now, I'm looking forward to supporting NHS of Waterbury with a donation through GiveLocal campaign. So as you can see here, this is word of mouth. Um, Word of mouth is the most effective way to promote your brand and solidify brand recognition, to be quite honest. And I will give you this. According to Nielsen's Global Trust and Advertisement Report, which surveyed more than 28,000 internet respondents, in 15 countries, 92% of consumers around the world say that they prefer and they trust recommendations from friends and family above all other forms of advertising. 92% of folks, 28,000 people around the world in over 52 countries. Word of mouth is the way to go. And here is an example as being a peer-to-peer fundraiser. Jolena is an example. She had exceeded her fundraising goal of $500 by promoting her own personal story on her social media and sharing it with friends and family, coworkers, and anyone else that she's friends with or has an acquaintance with. Word of mouth is just truly the way to go. 92% of folks trust word of mouth. So just keep that with you. And remember that the more you can promote a brand or talk to somebody else about what you're doing, the better off your own campaign will be. And again, so here are some more other comments that folks have given about GiveLocal. I'm excited to support NHS and what this organization does to support and promote homeownership. You see what this is happening. You see what's going on here. We are building a community. We're not trying to sell a commodity or sell a service, but now what this is doing is actually building a community. People of different nationalities, origins, and all of that are coming together for one cause. So you're going more than just, you're doing more, it's bigger than yourself. When you're fundraising, you see that you're actually rallying behind a community again. And peer-to-peer fundraising is what's going to take you to the next level. And the great thing about GiveLocal is that you actually get to try out peer-to-peer fundraising for yourself to see how effective it can be for your own cause. And so, again, this is a blurb what folks are saying. Word of mouth of marketing is just the best. I can't even explain it enough. Now I just feel like I'm rambling, but I just cannot say it enough. Word of mouth, WOMM, word of mouth marketing. All right.
Word of mouth. I like that, Ian. Let's go. Thank you. So bonus funds and prizes. So in addition to the money that we raise during GiveLocal, there's also opportunity for NHS to receive even more dollars through prizes and bonus funds. So the Connecticut Community Foundation actually raises additional dollars to award prizes to participating nonprofits. And these prizes are sometimes randomly drawn. Some of them are time specific. Some of them are based off of the amount that's raised during a certain time frame. So you'll see here a list of prizes that we've identified for this year that NHS is going to try to win. So I'm not going to, talk about all of them, but I do, I will share one or two. You see the second one here, the golden ticket. So it's $1,000 prize that will randomly be awarded to an organization that's receiving gifts from 5 or more unique donors between 7 and 10 on April 20th. So what does that mean for NHS? It means this, that from 7 to 10 p.m. on April 20th, if we have at least 5 donors, I don't care what amount anyone gave, we can randomly, we're eligible to win this $1,000 prize. And, I wanted to highlight that one because last year we actually did win that prize. So, boom, $1,000, cash prize was added to our overall fundraising goal. So that's just one opportunity. And then there's also opportunities that, involve peer-to-peer fundraisers, which is huge. One of them is the Rise and Shine. So, no, I'm sorry. I have to go down a little further. One is You've Got Friends. So this is another $1,000 cash prize that's randomly, awarded to the organization that had a peer-to-peer fundraiser who individually raised over $250. So, last year we were eligible for this prize because Jolena succeeded her goal. She surpassed her goal of 500. So that automatically, put us in the running for this $1,000 prize. So we did not win, but, again, that's something that because, we hope to have peer-to-peer fundraisers this year, and we know we will, it's another opportunity for us to win more dollars, thanks to you guys who are going to help us fundraise. So that's not an award we can win unless we had folks like you. So yeah, so those are just a few prizes that we're going to try to look out for and win. And of course, anyone who registers as a peer-to-peer fundraiser, this is information that we will share with you guys, so that way you're ready, and so you can prepare your audience in advance as well, and get folks ready, on April 20th to make sure they make their donation between 7 and 10, and then maybe have another set of contacts that you want to donate between 7 and 10 p.m. So we'll share all of that information as well. And then the other opportunity for some additional dollars is actually, it's through the bonus funds. And so what does that mean? So Connecticut Community Foundation awards every single participating nonprofit with bonus funds at the end of the campaign. And basically, for every dollar earned during GiveLocal, NHS will receive additional dollars. And so we don't know that number until after the campaign is over, because there's some calculations that the Community Foundation does to actually acquire that number. But I do know 1 year it was 38 cents for the dollar. So for every dollar we raised, we were given an additional 38 cents. So bonus, right? So, that's also an incentive to your potential donors. Like, hey, your $10 will be stretched. I mean, you literally are giving 10, but because of your 10, NHS is going to receive additional funds because you gave 10. So it's really, it may be 15. So that's another opportunity to get folks to donate during the GiveLocal timeframe, because again, their $10 is not just going to be $10. It could be 12, 13, 14, depending on what the bonus funds ends up being. So we're excited.
Thank you, Maybeth. And again, I would just like to say, are you guys ready? Becoming a peer-to-peer fundraiser, and even promoting or having someone be your peer-to-peer fundraiser for your organization or for your cause, your efforts are going to go so far. I would like to say this. Maybeth had pointed out how much we raised last year, which was $6,875. Our peer-to-peer fundraisers collectively raised $3,725. So that accounts for over 53% of what we actually made last year. So without those peer-to-peer fundraisers, we would not have even reached our goal, let alone exceeded. So that should just show you how effective having someone promote your cause and your organization on their own network, sending out those blast emails, sending out those texts will go a long way to elevating what you're trying to do in your community, and also help elevate those dollars that are necessary for you to achieve exactly what you want to achieve. So how do you guys feel? Do you feel ready? Do you feel like GiveLocal provides you that opportunity to raise some funds? This is a great exercise for you, I will say, because this is something that you're going to be able to take on your own initiative. Whatever you want to do, whether that's trying to raise dollars so you can create your own community garden, or just try to raise dollars for a sick friend. It's going to go a long way. So how do you guys feel? Do you feel ready? Do you feel like GiveLocal is the tool you can use to help promote your own organization?
I know I'm ready, Ian.
I know the silence, right? But I'm ready. Silence sometimes can be a good thing. I will say that. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm excited for GiveLocal. As you guys, well, you may not know, but GiveLocal, again, helps raises dollars for all nonprofits in Litchfield and in the Waterbury neighborhoods. Again, GiveLocal is going to help change folks' lives. Us ourselves, we focus on home, real estate and housing, but there are folks that are a part of GiveLocal that are also supporting animal shelters, food drives, wildlife, the environment, keeping forests clean and safe. GiveLocal goes a long way to help these organizations raise dollars. And your peer-to-peer fundraisers are also what's going to help you reach the next level in your vision and your mission. So that's it. We have appreciate you guys being with us today. If you like to contact us, please do. We have here my email address and telephone number, as well as Maybeth's email and telephone number. You can also see here our address. We would love to answer any other questions you guys have regarding peer-to-peer fundraising or GiveLocal. We are always here for resources, and we love to advocate for our community.
Does anybody have any specific questions they want to ask about GiveLocal in general, or something specific to how Jolina was successful in her championing last year?
This was very interesting. I heard about GiveLocal before because I work for an organization that included Waterbury and Torrington areas, but I didn't know it had this component to it. It's very interesting.
Yes, they've been doing this for 9 years, I believe, at this point, and they've collectively raised over $9 million for all of the participating organizations throughout that time. So, it's kind of a big deal. And if you're a nonprofit in their service area, you definitely want to participate, because the Community Foundation also does a lot of marketing on their side to promote the event, to highlight a lot of the great charities that are involved. There's an opportunity to be on the radio, which NHS are, you guys, if folks become peer-to-peer fundraisers, there's an opportunity for you to share your story on the radio as well. So, they do a lot of promotion and a lot of heavy lifting, and, act as a really great resource for folks to have a successful campaign. So, yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us again today. We hope that you do participate in GiveLocal this year and be a part of this peer-to-peer fundraising exercise. It will be a great opportunity for you to learn what it takes to be a peer-to-peer fundraiser, and how you can get other folks to be peer-to-peer fundraisers when they are fundraising for your own cause. So again, we would like to say thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, please make sure that you give us a call. Jolina, thank you for your lovely introduction of yourself as a peer-to-peer fundraiser. You did a great job. Again, she exceeded her goal. Peer-to-peer fundraisers can help you exceed your goal. Peer-to-peer fundraisers accounted for over 53% of our earnings for GiveLocal. Just keep that in mind, how far word of mouth can go and how far your friends can help you reach your goals. So with that said, I'll leave it off on that note, and you guys have a great night, and we hope that you're there with us on April 20th and 21st.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.